What's up, dude?
I'm Megan, and this is taller than this one.
Is it? I think it's the same size. All right. Hello, everybody. We're in here in the gym. Don't sit on that one. That one's too little. You can sit on my lap. All right. We got Emerson in here, and we're going to talk about the deadlift, right? Now, lots of focus when we do deadlifts is on the upper part, and rightfully so, right? That's the part that makes you stronger, whatnot, right? Seems like I'm really bad lighting. I don't know, is that better? That's a little better, right? So we focus on the up part, right? We make sure that your back's flat, that you push with your legs, that you keep the bar against your legs, right? All these things. We want to keep the bar over the middle of your foot. All these things on the way up, that's really, really important, okay? Just as important as how you pick the bar up is how you set it back down again, right? Because while because the deadlift is called a deadlift because you're picking a dead weight up off the floor, right? So it's meant to come from a dead stop. But putting it down is part of the exercise. You do get some gain. You do get stronger by putting it down, right? Now, we can put the bar down significantly faster than we pick it up, and it's okay to put it down fast and make a bunch of noise, right? We don't necessarily like you to drop it right from the top because you miss out on all that stuff and it makes a bunch of noise, and the people next door, depending on if they're in the shop or not, get kind of mad at us, right? But who cares? Good time, Emerson. Good call, right? Who cares? So how do you put it down, right? The goal when putting a deadlift down is I want that bar to land over the middle of your foot where it started, okay? And in order to do that, the first thing that happens when you're sending the deadlift back down again is you unlock your hips and knees and you send your hips backwards, right? Lots of times when you're gonna set a deadlift down, many of you are just bending over. You just bend over and the bar ends up way out over the front of your toes, right? And that's bad. The reason that's bad is because if you just bend over, the only thing holding the bar up, the only thing supporting that weight is your back, right? So lots of times you focus so much on the lifting part, right? It's when you're putting it down wrong that you're going to injure your back because it's no longer part of the exercise, right? Lifting it up, you did the exercise, now you're just going to put it down in whatever way, and putting it down wrong is just as dangerous as picking it up wrong, right? So we want to focus on that bar staying right against your leg as you set it down, right? And the reason we have Emerson here with his little barbell is because kids naturally their bodies move the way that they're supposed to move, right? We notice it stands out particularly in running, right? The way kids run hasn't been screwed up by years of sitting in a chair and wearing awful shoes, right? So the same thing is going to go over here, right? He hasn't been ruined by sitting in a school chair for years and years yet, so he still knows how to use the muscles in the posterior chain, right? The glutes and the hamstrings. All of these muscles still know how to work, and they'll still work properly when he puts this thing up and down, right? Now we're going to put that to the test. We're going to lift it here a little bit, right? And we're just going to kind of watch the way that he naturally kind of does it without me having to coach him a whole lot, right? But so we're going to deadlift this bar, right? So because we want you to see that. Now I realize that weight is going to be in the way a little bit, so hopefully we've angled the bar enough that you can see what's happening as we lift this guy up. I'll just see just a tiny bit closer. This way. Move the whole thing. Closer, 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 closer. Okay, like that. Good. You'll notice that that bar, if you can see it, it might be kind of hard to see on there, but it's staying really close to his leg the whole time, right? So if we get our setup, right, we got our 5 little steps to setting up for a deadlift, right? Got my stance, I take my grip, my shins come forward, I'm gonna squeeze my chest up, take a deep breath, and I'm gonna push my leg to the floor, right? And that bar slid up my leg most of the way, right? It grabbed the bottom of my shorts and pulled my shorts up just a tiny bit, right? Now on the way back down, I want the same thing to happen, okay? It's just the opposite of up. So I unlock my knees and hips, and I sit my hips back, and that bar is in contact with my leg the whole time. It slid down my pants. What I did not do, I did not shoot my knees out by squatting down, right? Lots of times when people are putting down the deadlift and they're thinking about not hurting their back, is they arch their back and they squat their knees down, right? And then the bar has to go out and around your knees and then back down again. And what you've done is turned off all the muscles back here that do the lifting, and now you're using just your back. So you're exaggerating, is exacerbating the problem, right? You're making it worse, right? You're just making it worse. You gotta keep your back flat. We're on camera, dude. Come on now, do it good. So again, on the way back down, first thing that happens, right, is I stick that butt back so that that bar, here I'll turn a little bit, that bar stays against my leg, right? And once it gets past my knees, that's when I let my body sort of squat down a little bit, right? That's when the knees really bend, okay? Before then, first thing, I'm just gonna push my legs, and then once the bar gets past, like the bar is staying against my legs the whole time, right? Which is why I've got long socks on, because I don't want to scrape my shins, okay? We'll let Emerson throw a little bit more weight on this bar, and we'll watch him do it one more time. So he stands in the middle, gets real close, gets his back flat. Good. And then when he goes down, he keeps that thing close to his legs. That wasn't appropriate. Putting the deadlift down is just as important as picking it up, right? You can put it down a whole lot faster. We're okay with you putting it down fast, but we just want to make sure that you're putting it down correctly, right? Gravity works straight up and down, okay? That's the only way gravity works, is straight up and down. And because we're lifting things and we're working against gravity, we want to make sure that we are being as efficient as possible and using the body, the mechanics the way that they're designed to move, right? So we want to use the muscles to support the weight and not your lower back, right? The muscles in your legs is what's doing the work, and not your lower back. So again, hips are going to go back first. We want that bar to slide down your legs, right? That is how I want you to start thinking about putting down the deadlift. So thank you for joining me in this episode of Between the Weights with our star guest, Emerson, right? Well, we're going to continue deadlifting. We'll see you next time.